Why nothing feels exciting anymore. Hidden psychology. You have more entertainment than any human being in history. More movies, more music, more content, more things to do, watch, and buy. And somehow, you are bored. Not just tired, not just stressed, actually bored. Like nothing in your life feels exciting anymore. And here's what's strange about that. It is not your fault. Something happened to your brain, and most people never realize it, even while it's slowly changing how they feel about life. Part 1. The moment you recognize it. Think about the last time you were actually excited. Not comfortable, not okay, not fine. I mean the kind of excitement where you wake up and something inside you says, "Today is going to be good." When was that? For most people, they have to think for a while. And that is strange, because life is supposed to get better as we have more things, more options, more access, more freedom. But instead, many people describe a quiet feeling. A feeling like, I have everything I need, but nothing feels special. There is a word for this, and understanding it will change how you see your entire life. Part 2. The real science behind excitement. Here is something most people get completely wrong about excitement. They think excitement comes from getting something, a gift, a meal, a like on a post. But neuroscientist Kent Berridge spent years studying this, and what he found was surprising. Dopamine, the brain chemical connected to excitement, does not fire the most when you receive something. It fires the most when you are waiting for it, before the reward, in the anticipation, in the not yet. Think about ordering something online. The days before it arrives feel exciting. The tracking, the waiting, the imagining. But the moment you open the box, the feeling disappears in minutes. That is not a problem with the product. That is how your brain was designed. For thousands of years, this system worked perfectly, because getting anything required real waiting, real effort, real uncertainty. But then, something changed. Part 3. What the modern world did to your brain. Picture your morning. You wake up. Before your eyes are even fully open, you check your phone. Messages, notifications, a reel, a story, a headline, another reel. In the first 4 minutes of your day, your brain has already received dozens of tiny rewards. And your brain is smart. It adapts. It looks at all this stimulation and raises its baseline, which means now it needs more to feel the same thing. So a walk outside starts feeling slow. A book feels hard to focus on. A real conversation feels less interesting than a video. Nothing changed about those things, but your brain's threshold for excitement has been pushed so high that normal life cannot reach it anymore. And here is where it gets darker. Part 4. The trap nobody talks about. When people start feeling this boredom, this emptiness, this flatness, they do what feels natural. They scroll more, watch more, eat something, buy something, anything to make the feeling go away. And for a few minutes, it works. Then, the emptiness comes back, stronger than before. This is the trap. The thing you are using to escape the boredom is the same thing that created it. Every time you reach for fast stimulation to feel better, you push the threshold even higher, and real life feels even flatter. But there is something deeper underneath all of this, something the psychology research calls the real reason. Part 5. The deeper thing nobody wants to admit. Excitement is not only about stimulation, it is also about direction. Think about a time in your life when you were building something, learning something new, working towards something that mattered. Even the hard days felt meaningful because there was a feeling underneath everything that said, I am going somewhere. But many people today are busy without going anywhere. They work, they scroll, they sleep, they work again. And late at night, in the quiet moments, a small question appears. Is this really the life I wanted? Psychologists call this Anhedonia, a reduced ability to feel pleasure. But underneath that clinical word is something simple and human. When we stop moving towards something that matters to us, nothing else can fill that space. Not a show, not a meal, not a new phone. Entertainment was never meant to replace meaning. It was meant to rest us between meaning. Part 6. How to actually reset. So what do? The answer is not to delete your phone. It is not to live like a monk. It is simpler than that. Your brain needs contrast. When you give it silence after noise, it starts to hear things again. When you give it slow after fast, it starts to feel things again. Small changes make a real difference here. Eating one meal with no screen and actually tasting the food. Walking outside with no headphones and noticing what is around you. Working on one thing for weeks and feeling what it means to wait for a result. Not because these things are magical, but because they lower your brain's threshold. And when the threshold drops, ordinary life starts to feel alive again. A conversation becomes interesting. A goal becomes exciting. A quiet morning becomes something you actually enjoy. Your brain does not need more. It needs space to want things again. The ending. Here is the only question that matters right now. If you took away the phone, the shows, the scrolling for just 3 days, what would you actually want to do? Whatever just came to your mind, that is not random. That is the part of you that still knows what excites you. Your excitement never disappeared. It just got buried under too much noise. It was just waiting for you to get quiet enough to hear it. If human psychology, especially the hidden reasons behind human behavior, fascinates you, then welcome home. This is Mindcore Therapy.